Team Liquid's turn to
Radiant
ban.
team ban.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's
Radiant
turn
team
to
ban.
ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Radiant team pick.
Rubik.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Radiant team pick.
Mars!
Team Liquid's turn to ban.
Phantom assassin.
Welcome back everyone here to ESL 1 Germany. Game number 2 is on the horizon between Team Liquid and Nigma. But before we start getting into that, I have to show you guys the lovely prizes that you can win as a part of our DHL drop quiz. It's our final day here on the panel, so we thought we'd get everything out for you guys. We've got a mouse pad, we've got the i9 processor, and we've got my lovely new model here in front. ESL branded face mask. Keep you guys nice and safe and nice and comfortable as well. We've got the jackets here, white and black version, whichever you guys feel like chucking into your wardrobe. And also the tracksuit pants, and then on the back side of that, we do have our wonderful ESL branded socks. But ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's everything you can win here. So let's see if you guys have won so far with our DHL drop quiz answer. Throw it up on the screen, and it is Cologne D here. Everybody in the chat should have gotten that one. It is where we all started. It is where we all must pay homage when we do get towards TI, especially you, QO. You are the one that needs to pay homage more than everybody else here. So I'm sure everyone got that question correct. You guys can also check out the Motion blog below to see where you guys are standing on our live leaderboard, so you guys can win these sick prizes we've got here. But boys, time for game number 2. Game number 2 here, Nigma versus Team Liquid. This could be curtains for the boys of Team Liquid if they do not get this game going. But the draft is ahead of us, so that means that we have to start getting into it. We have to start breaking it down. Anything that we're expecting, Faceless Void Bear number 1, right?
Faceless Void Bear number 1. I just want to see Liquid go for a normal draft. I know it's not like their signature thing that they want to do, but just go back to basics. You know, you don't need to break the wheel or reinvent things. Just pick your route, pick your Mars, pick things that you're really strong at.
It has been like a second time. Like I think like trying to draft around this rushed like draft when they don't have to. I personally don't understand why Liquid prefer to do that when Boxy and like Mickey and like Koikfa is not. They're not like aggressive players. Like they're more like a stable and like a very team oriented.
5 seconds
Like
remaining.
but if you just pick those hero, you're not gonna be using your potentials.
Speaking of hero picks, Matt did point out the Rubik and the Mars. So it's stables here for Team Liquid, and then the Magnus and the PA is picked up here as well from Nigma. This was something that we saw OG run quite a lot. They did unfortunately lose one of those games, so 50% so far. But I mean, it's a very stable opener. They're one game up right now, so Nigma, they can do whatever they need.
Yeah, I suppose. I think this game it's actually okay for Liquid to pick something like the Phoenix. You know, it's. The minus attack speed is going to be really effective against both of these heroes. You've got good combination together with the Mars. Insania is very capable of playing the Rubik in the Pos 5 role. Or you could just secure yourself a solid laning stage by putting Tiger on the Rubik, you know, lift into Spear. Very easy to execute combination. So yeah. I think it's fine.
I mean, like, we've been missing this Boxy Mars. It was Void Spirit, some Axe, like, that doesn't really
10
like,
seconds remaining.
put pressure on the enemy carries, and now we see Mars. So like,
5
the Liquid might have
remaining.
a little more aggressive like a thing coming out in the lane at least.
Yeah, I think so. I think Boxy's style of hero is, yes, he's skilled enough to play something like the Void Spirit, but you also need to be that tanky, beefy frontliner. You know, we've seen him play things like the Brewmaster before and things like that, just soak up a ton more damage. And I feel like that's kind of what they've been lacking a little bit this time around. So I'm happy to see the Mars. I'm feeling a lot more optimistic about Liquid's draft right now. Nigma obviously realizing one of the weaknesses of the PA, if you're able to get through that blur, Viper's gone. So no more break for them, unless we're seeing a Nyx assassin. You know, our producer Phil was like, well, maybe a Nyx, but
no, he didn't say maybe
this.
a Nyx. He said certainly a Nyx.
Not against this, I don't think, unfortunately.
Well, what are we thinking here now, though? Is this going to be like an RMN Magnus? Are we going to be seeing Mind Control pick it up? You know, we talk about Nigma when they pick Magnus. It is almost always Mind Control, but this is a new one.
GH Coddle, you would think.
You'd hope so.
Yeah.
It has to be.
Yeah, it's a staple. And I don't know, they might be trying to change the lanes up a little bit, right? They do it when they pick the IO. You know, sometimes they'll throw RMN together with Mind Control, GH with Miracle. I think this is another one of those lanes, right? You just get the Chakra Magic. You're able to spam out those daggers, harass down the opponent a little bit more. I don't mind it.
Yeah. Like when you're laning with the PA and Coddle in the same lane, like you don't really secure a lot of CS because like Coddle's really weak as a position 5 if you don't blast the creeps. If you don't blast and like pull the creeps, so you get more EXP. In that way, it's efficient. But for example, hero like PA requires all the CS. So I'm just expecting that GH will be just playing Coddle in the offlane side, comboing up with the Mind Control, and RMM might just play Magnus as position 5 or Mind Control as position 3.
Do you think that that's a strong enough lane, though? Because Liquid, they've picked up the Spectre now. So usually when we see their Spectre, if they get the free farm, they usually win the game. You can hit those item times a lot faster. Do you want to try and have a more a mana abuser with this Coddle? Because we've seen it, you know, in times of old where the Coddle does abuse those heroes like Bristleback and stuff, right?
I mean, you can even just do it with a Shockwave, right? Like, make Spectre use a lot more of his his money on regen, as opposed to, I suppose on Liquid side, they could just go something that's able to sustain in lane, like the Chen's still there. I really want them to pick the Phoenix, though. Now that they've got Mars and Spectre, I feel like Phoenix is the perfect pick to have.
Yeah. Phoenix, Mars, always strong hero. Insania can, like, just play Rubik 5. I'm only like concerned about this Spectre laning against this Magnus and Coddle.
Yeah.
They just opened up with Magnus and Coddle, and it just looks like they can Nigma can just put Magnus 3 and then like deny a lot of CS like, against the Spectre.
Yeah, I perfectly agree with that. And it is not necessarily passive, but you kind of struggle to see who they're going to, again, rally around. It's a Witch Doctor coming out, though. Okay, something that's able to sustain in lane. I suppose the lockdown is kind of nice, and with a PA, you can get a lot of burst damage done really quickly, so those Maledict ticks are going to start quick and fast, and a Storm Spirit coming through from Liquid. I mean, this seems like a normal draft, you know? That's the big difference. This is not a Liquid draft, but not necessarily like shading them or anything like that. It's just not their style. So maybe they're feeling a little bit of the pressure, just wanting to make sure that they're not going to bomb out entirely going with their style.
Yeah, I really like Nigma picking up this Witch Doctor and like just deciding this Magnus to be either position 3 or position 2. just because like they already see the Spectre. But I
5
also like
seconds
Liquid's
remaining.
draft about this Mars, Spectre, Storm combination together. And as long as they
Liquid's
get
turn to
okay with the
ban.
laning phase, I think all this Witch Doctor and Coddle is like the feeding material to Storm and Mars.
And I think that's the biggest reason why they picked it here, right? Is just because, yeah, they might be able to pick the Phoenix in the final pick if it doesn't get banned out, but this Storm Spirit's going to have a pretty free time, you know. If all he has to do is get away
10
from the RP, and it's pretty easy for him to zip out of the ball, can get away from the cast pretty easily as well. And, I mean, if he doesn't get hit by RP at this point right now, Nigma don't really have much of an answer for the Storm Spirit.
Yeah, they've got so many ways to start fights as well, right? You've got the Haunt, you've got the Blink. Well, you don't even need to go the Blink, right? On the Mars, it might be a case of going at your Scepter, you know, force the PA to go into an earlier BKB than she might like. If you're really on point, you can stop the RP before it happens if it is a Blink RP or a Skewer RP combination. And we've seen plenty of times as well in the European scene, but as well as the Chinese, it's something that's always picked up just because, again, you don't need that other hero to set up your spears. You can just do it yourself. So, yeah, I'm much preferring Liquid's draft this game as opposed to game number 1.
Me too. I'm a bit surprised with this Coddle and Witch Doctor like duo support.
They're not roamers.
It's like a feeling of the Shadow Demon and Pangolier the other day that Liquid picked.
Yeah.
Phoenix is unbanned, boys. This is... I mean, I feel like it would be pretty nice right now. The only thing that you've got left is Weeha picking an egg hitter, which he could potentially pick up. You know, the few heroes that's left in the pool, like Alina, would be pretty good if they wanted to go that for a final Weeha pick. But I mean, I think that if they round it out with a Phoenix here, they've got a lot of tools in their back pocket to good. They've got a really strong lane as well. Mars and Phoenix are really strong against Assassin.
Just thinking, like, all of this sustain, it's. Oh, I suppose they need a little bit more, right? They need some sort of way to withstand the burst damage that might be coming out from the PA, and that's why I'm feeling so strong about the Yules on the Magnus in particular. Sorry, on the Mars in particular.
I want to see Nyx Assassin.
No, it's not the game for
Why?
Nyx.
We get to see this Coddle, and we get to see a Nyx Assassin. It's a direct counter, and then I think
what, direct counter because of the break?
No, just because of the Carapace.
Yeah,
for the cleave.
Are you talking about
the Carapace?
Yeah, the Carapace to counter a PA that has Empower on it, is what I'm saying, right? You can just go in, you can stand next to a Creep Wave, stun him into a combo.
Oh, yeah. That's another thing, but I'm just saying, like the Coddle or Spirit. We didn't have to discuss about this.
You guys theory crafted quite a lot. You know, that seems to happen a little bit here on the panel. You theory craft about.
Well, we want to see some new heroes, you know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're getting pretty deep into the hero pool right now. I think we're getting very, very close to only having single-digit heroes left.
I think we might be at single digits. I think we've picked about 110 so far in this tournament.
We'll have to double check, but I think we're very close.
4 ways to start team fights, by the way, on Liquid. So right now, okay, I actually saw in the chat in the lead up to game number 1, people are like, man, why are people picking Necro anymore? Isn't it any good? It is against the Spectre, and especially against a Mars as well. You know, you can just dish out a ton of damage through using that Heartstopper aura. You're able to survive for your team a little bit longer. It gives you that little bit of sustain that I said might have been lacking. I'm still feeling stronger from Liquid, though. I feel like they're going to be able to run over this Nigma lineup.
Yeah, me too. Unless they actually secure this mid lane and the safe lane and off lane, like they have to get the certain like advantage in the lane. If they don't, I feel like they're just gonna get run down.
Yeah,
could be very, very scared if this Necrophos gets ganked a few times, right? Like they've got the Earth Spirit that can rotate in, whereas Nigma, they don't have any rotators.
If Necro dies once or twice, like this game is
very
scary.
Very hard.
Very scary.
Yeah.
All right, lads, final thoughts before we start heading into game number 2 here between Liquid and Nigma.
Liquid for me.
What about you, QO? Where are you sitting? Where are you feeling?
There's no break either. Who built Silver Edge on this against a Spectre? No one.
Yeah. But like Nigma, like Miracle's just showing the dominance performance. I just can't go against it.
You did in game 1.
I tried and then it didn't work out. Playoff Nigma is a completely different story, so I'll just go with Nigma.
All right, so looks like my panel is split down the middle once again here for our predictions. Now it's time to head over to our casters for game number 2. It's going to be OD Pixel and Bob.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
That be a bitch?
Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game 2 just about to start here between Liquid and Nigma. Fog, what do you reckon out of this one? We had the panel a little bit split on which sort of way they wanted to go when it comes to draft, but what are sort of your thoughts on the drafts here?
Nigma, I actually like this roundup pick here, this Necrophos last pick. I feel like they've focused a lot on the lanes in this game, and I love the way they're actually going to have all 3 lanes set up. I've seen this Necrophos for Storm matchup. I've seen the Necros absolutely dominate the Storms most of the times. So I'm looking at Taiga to really be the one to rotate around and try to help. Because I do think that if it's all out, up to like the first few waves, but if we was able to like double wave, you get this type of advantage, it can snowball really quickly for the Necrophos. So eyes are going to be on Taiga this game. He's going to have to be making a lot of moves around because he can't really secure bottom anyway with the Mars. So he's probably going to do like a pull of the wave. And then I want to see him like almost gank mid almost at level 3 or 4 or something like that. Because they do have a lot of different ways to be mobile around the map early on Liquid. I look at Nigma's, it's much more just static in the lanes. Like the opposite of last game, where Liquid was very static in the lanes, Nigma this time are.
Yeah, I guess the reassuring thing though from Liquid's side of things is their draft, it's definitely a lot more normal, right? Where we've got a Spectre core, Storm in the mid, Mars on the off lane. This is something that isn't weird. We've seen other teams do it. It's worked. It's tried. It's tested. They're not trying to come in with any sort of crazy last pick. This is it's a solid, robust draft from Liquid.
100% agreed. And if the Storm Spirit, if Koiko does end up having a pretty decent matchup in the mid lane, which could happen, then you look at the draft, there's like little to no stuns for the Storm Spirit. So it can be a pretty free game for Koifa around that. So yeah, I think lanes are going to be incredibly important for Liquid, that they don't just get rolled over in them. So Taiga movements definitely going to be necessary, and we'll see how they're able to do versus a Coddle pick that we didn't really touch on too much, but it's the hero that doesn't get picked too much.
No, I mean, what do you think, looking at their lineup, was the reason why Nigma did want to go with the Coddle? I mean, other than the fact that it is GH Coddle, we know it's GH, he's amazing, but why the Coddle in particular this game?
So they had seen, they saw the Mars pick, and then they picked Coddle after. I think that in combination with PA, you can bop the Mars out of his ulti. It's also a really good team fight thing inside of Mars ult. You drop the Will-O-Wisp, and it kind of breaks all the aggression that can happen. And of course, the Chakra. The Chakra with that in PA is definitely going to be one of those big elements. And then also the Necro pick as a final pick to be able to Chakra him for those, as we see. Like the first lane, actually, he gets the double lane somehow. Don't really see that too often.
Denied.
Okay, it's just able to run down. We are forced out a very early setup here to cheer. Whilst Quake hit the 2, and we are still at the 1.
He's getting 3 denies.
A lot of denies, under that. Yeah, that's a very promising sort of opening wave here from Quake on his Storm.
Foxy bottom. He'll pop. And level 1 Maledict. The second time around, they're able to just constantly spam him with the daggers. And we're seeing what I was mentioning for Taiga. He knows he can't help Boxy. It's already a very tough lane for him because it's double melee. He has to just pull, get his levels, and then look to gank around the lanes.
Yeah, I think, down on the bottom lane, Boxy's got to be careful, as he's only going to become an easier target for these two. Even when the levels come in, the Maledict and just the burst and control with the slows and the bounces and the casts, I mean, it's a bit of a risky place for him to be. Top lane.
Dania.
We got anything more here? Gonna have a shockwave in a few seconds with a Mango if Mike John wants to go for this. He does. No, he doesn't. A little too deep. Let Insania get away.
GH didn't go for the Illuminate either. Doesn't want to, in case they miss, he doesn't want to waste all that mana. Wants to definitely have it, and they'll get the side pull because of bullying him away, though. So pretty big there for the side of Nigma. But Bickett, he's getting all the free farm up top. Insania's eating that harass. And there's Taiga mid. That is exactly what I want to see him doing. Chilling around the mid area, waiting for an opportunity with Koifa as he gets a level in the pull.
Definite kill potential. They might be able to just walk up and set up for it here. They can. Straight in they go. In with the roll. If they got the damage to take him out, they do. Beautiful. The move is made, and at the same time, Liquid also getting the kill onto Mind Control up top. They might even get GH2 chasing him down.
Taiga's cutting him off.
River. Coming from the high ground and position. He's going to have a boulder available if he needs it. And there we have it. Taiga making moves already as the Earth Spirit, and not only getting involved in that mid lane, also able to help out with top.
Yeah, that's like the perfect play that he does here in this early moment here is, we said, get that level 2, make the move on mid. It's easy kill threats onto Necrophos. If you're able to shut down Weehaw a couple times, like the panel said, he can get really punished. That's chain deaths on a Necrophos. You can just start to chain feed.
Yeah, instantly that time, as soon as they started to poke at Weehaw, GH just comes in with the TP.
Yeah, not your usual best.
Weehaw die again.
Yeah, not your usual best kind of counter ganker or anything like that as GH, but having the chakra, just giving the refresh of the death pulse might be some situations where he can save Weehaw. And this is huge. Yeah, Koifa has actually come out very far ahead because of this rotation and how well he did in the first 2 waves. Press.
Yeah, we've seen how good of a game that Storm Spirit can have, right?
Yep.
The last few showings, it has been more. Is it the Afro Ninja games? No.
Borneo.
No, mixing them up. Yeah, Borneo. Yes, he was the one trashing them all. Yeah, that's another kill on him. And as you said, 2 deaths now. That's when it really starts to hurt for the Necrophos' early game. They've done it twice.
Because you picked this hero in order to smash the lane, and now you've had the lane completely go in the opposite favor. So you're gonna have to hope for something here. You're into a lot of counters. You're into a lot of magical burst damage as this Necrophos, and silence is in control. Not gonna be an easy game for Weehaw to recover.
Invisibility.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And yeah, I feel like if you're Liquid, you're extremely happy with what's going on here. Mika, he's not being pressured pretty much at all from the Coddle Magnus lane. Free farming up there. Mid is free farming as well. Foxy's suffering, but he's getting levels. So you're happy. You're super happy on the side of Liquid right now with the way these lanes have gone.
Koifa, he's going to bait with the bouncy rune. And he's going to try and see if he can burst down GH. GH gonna run as Koifa got the damage. Has that ward up on the high ground for the extra broken, but GH too speedy. He's able to get out of there with the windlace. Koifa yet to spend his money. He's picked up any boots yet.
And he'll take away the stacks, though, that he did see GH setting up. And they're going to give Taiga the mid lane for that experience. So Weehaw will get a little bit of breathing room to catch back up here. But we will probably see Koifa. He's going to hit 6, and I want to see him save a little bit of mana, because they could look to pressure Weehaw here with Taiga mid.
Now we are stepping up aggressively onto the high ground.
He's actually moving toward top.
Trying to go onto mind control, but mind control's out.
Opts against, buys his treads, and the Koifa walking back toward mid. Rune, about 10 seconds, but they're going to commit first.
To get the roll in. We are under the tower. He's going to pop the ghost grab, but the body blocks from Tiger's buying time for Koifa to easily set up a zip. We are going to go down again. He's going to put the fire, but it won't save him. That is a 3rd death in this mid lane at 6 minutes in for We Are.